The Prince and the Pauper, chapter 17. Fu the First. Now, chapter 17 deals with the princess plot story. Tom's story temporarily comes to end at chapter 14. 16. Then from chapter 17 onwards, we are going to discuss princess story. Princess story. Fu the First. Page 125. Now we know the prince is kidnapped by John Canty for the second time. Now he is in the jungle camp with thieves. Right. Go to the chapter. Now Miles Hendon, when the chapter begins, Miles Hendon, princess supporter, friend, protector, he is looking for the prince for a considerable time, but he fails to find him out because by then Canty has taken him far away from London into a deep forest. Miles Hendon hurried along toward Southwark end of bridge, keeping sharp lookout for the persons he sought. And hoping and expecting to overtake them presently. Now, this is Hendon's search. Hendon's search for the prince. He goes through the city and comes to the Southwark end of the bridge, expecting the prince and John Canty to overtake them, catch them. He was disappointed in this. He was disappointed in this. By asking questions, he was unable to track them part of the way through Southwark. Then all traces ceased, and he was perplexed as to how to proceed. Now, Hendon goes looking for. By asking questions, he was enabled. He was enabled. He could. Enable means simply he could track them, find them part of the way through Southwark. The all traces. All traces. All signal signs. Traces means cease, stop. Suddenly, there is no sign, no information about these people, and he was perplexed, confused. He was confused how to proceed, how to continue. Now, Hendon does not know how to find out the prince without much enough information, traces. Now, everything disappeared. Nightfall found him leg weary, right? Now, Hendon is very tired, leg weary. What is leg weary? The tiredness after walking too much, leg weary. Now, Hendon cannot go further. He is leg weary, half famished, dead with hunger. Dead with hunger. And his desire as far from accomplishment as ever. His desire, his wish. What is his wish? To look for the prince. Now, looking for the prince far away from his accomplishment. Accomplishment means fulfillment, successfulness, accomplishment. Now, his wish of looking for the prince is not going to be successful, right? Therefore, he gives up, abandons this endeavor, this attempt, this try of looking for the prince. He turns to other matters. Now he thinks of himself, how to find some help for him, right? Now I am skipping that part of, and I'll go to page 126, our main story, second paragraph, right? The ruffian whom the waiter at the inn on the bridge saw about to join the youth and king did not exactly join them, but fell in close behind them and followed their steps. The ruffian, here ruffian refers to John Canty. Now we know that John Canty kidnaps the prince from the inn, this inn, from the inn, where the prince and Hendon were lodging. Now, the innkeeper's servant described a person, a ruffian, join the youth. Here the youth refers to Hugo, John Canty's disciple, follower, helper. The king did not exactly join them, but fell in close behind. Now John Canty, Hugo and the prince go first. John Canty is following them without joining them. That is the idea here. He said nothing. John Canty spoke nothing. He is very silent. Now, this part describes Canty's disguise. Now, Canty is in disguise, hiding his true identity. Why? We know that Canty is not an ordinary person now. He is a criminal. He has killed a man, we know. That Father Andrew. His left arm was in a sling, hanging. In a sling means his left arm was hanging from the neck as if it is broken. Broken. And he wore a large green patch. Now his one eye is covered with a green patch, like the eyes of the, Vikings, and green patch over his left eye. He limps slightly. Actually, he cannot walk properly. He's limping as if his one of his legs is hurt or out of order, and used an oaken staff. He has a walking stick as a support. Now, Hendon appears to be a disabled person. Actually, this is a disguise. This is not true. Hendon is pretending to be, acting to be a disabled person. Sorry, not Hendon, John Canty. The youth led the king a crooked course through Southwark, by and by, stuck into the high road beyond. Now, John Canty is following the youth. Youth means Hugo and the prince. The king was irritated now. King is angry because he is promised to meet Miles Hendon, but there is no sign of Hendon, and said he would stop here. It was Hendon's place to come to him, not to go to Hendon, not his to go to Hendon. He would not endure such insolence. Now, Prince is angry in a way because he must not walk to Hendon. Hendon must come to him because he is a prince. Hendon is his servant. Now, Prince Edward thinks this is some insolence, some disrespect for his royal character, royal dignity. He would stop where he was. Now, therefore, the prince stopped without walking any further. Now, this situation takes place, note it down, the situation takes place when the prince is taken away by John Canty and his Hugo from Hendon's lodge. The situation takes place when the prince is taken away by John Canty and Hugo from Hendon's lodge. Right. Now, Hugo speaks. Thou wilt tarry here. Are you going to stop here? Tarry means stop. Tarry. Tarry here. And thy friend, your friend, it means Miles Hendon, lying wounded. Your friend is wounded in the wood. Wood means jungle. In the jungle yonder, there. So be it. If you like, okay, it's okay. The king's manner changed at once. He cried out. Now Hugo tells another lie to the prince. The prince is deceived. You know, prince is not much experienced about these people. The prince often thinks people speaks the truth. Wounded, who has dared to do it? Who wounded? My friend. Wounded, but that's a part. Lead on, run, run. Quick, faster, quick. Sirrah, faster, Sirrah. Sirrah means sir. Old word for sir. A respectful address. Art shod with lead. Are your shoes made of lead? Lead means some metal, heavy metal. Are your shoes made of metal, iron? Why can't you run? Wounded? Is he wounded? Now the prince questions again. Hurt, wounded means hurt or injured. Now, though the doer of it be a duke's son, he shall rue it. Now, the prince promises some punishment for the doer, the offender who hurt Miles Hendon, his best friend. Now, they run into the forest quickly to meet Miles Hendon, but we know it's a lie. It was some distance to the wood, but the space was speedily traversed. This little distance to the jungle was speedily traversed. Traverse means walk. or crossed, right? Crossed. The youth looked about him, discovered a bow sticking in the ground with a small bit of wreck tied to it. Now, there is a secret rod. The rod is marked with a bow sticking out in the ground with a small bit of wreck tied to it. Now, the secret path road to the jungle hideout is marked by special landmarks. What is the landmark? There is a little plant, a bow or branch, a stick. Now, this stick is tied with a small piece of cloth. That is the landmark. Following them, Hugo enters into the forest, then led the way into the forest, watching for similar bows, watching for similar branches or plants at intervals, place to place. At intervals means place to place. They were evidently guides to the point he was aiming at. Actually, they are the guides, guiding lights, road signs to go into the forest. By and by, an open place was reached where the charge remains. Finally, they come to a place, open place in the jungle. There were the charred. Charred means burnt by fire. Burnt remains, parts or pieces of a farmhouse. There was a burnt farmhouse. Charred remains of a farmhouse, and near them a barn which was fallen to ruin and decay. There was a barn, a storehouse. It is also fallen to decay. Decay means destruction, end. There was no sign of life everywhere, no sign of people. Life means here people. And utter silence, complete silence prevailed, was there. The youth entered the barn, the king following eagerly upon his heels. No one's there. The king shot a surprised and suspicious glance at the youth. Now, finally, the prince suspects that he has been cheated by this fellow. Therefore, he gets angry. Where is he? The prince questions. A mocking laugh was his answer. There was a mocking, very hilarious, critical, or humorous laugh was his answer. The king was in a rage, in anger. In a rage means in anger, in a moment. He realized, he seized a billy of wood, piece of wood. Now you can see this picture. The prince takes a piece of wood to attack Hugo. This is Hugo. The man behind Hugo is John Canty. Now prince is taking a club, piece of billy, piece of wood, and was in the act of charging upon, hitting the youth when another mocking laugh, there was another mocking laugh. It was from the lame ruffian. There is another man, the lame ruffian. Lame ruffian means John Canty, who had been following at a distance. Who art thou? Now the prince questions, what is thy business here? What is thy business here? Now Canty says, leave thy foolery. Stop. Forget your foolish words, foolery. And quiet thyself. Be silent. Be silent. My disguise is none so good that my disguise is not so good, so successful that you can pretend. You cannot pretend thou knowest not you. You do not know. Knows not means do not know your father. Then the prince says, thou art not my father. You are not my father. I know thee not. I do not know you. I know thee not. I am the king. You know I am the king. If thou hast hid my servant, if you have hidden my servant refers to John, my sender. If you have hidden my servant, my sender, find him for me. Look him for me, or thou shalt sup tomorrow. You will suffer. You will suffer for what you have done now, today. John Canty replied in a stern, measured voice. Now, John Canty is somewhat controlled here. He says, it is plain, it is clear, thou art mad. It is clear you are mad still. I am loath to punish thee. Loath. Loath means unwilling, not liking. I am unwilling to punish you. But if thou provoke me, if you make me angry, I will punish you. I must. Thy prating doth no harm here. Prating means words or speech. Your speech is not harmful here. Where there are no ears, there are no people. Ears means there are no people to hear them, to mind, to consider your foolish words. Yet, it is well to practice. It is good to practice thy tongue, your mouth, to vary speech. But you have to change your speech. That vary means change. That it may do not hurt. It may do not hurt when our quarters change. Those change of speech words may not harm us, hurt us, because when we change our quarters means places, living places. When we change our living places, I have done a murder. Now John Canty confesses his crime. I have done a murder. I have killed a man. Now you know that Father Andrew, Tom Canty's teacher, and may not tarry at home. Therefore I cannot wait at home. Neither shall thou, even you cannot, either you can stay at home, neither you. Seeing I need thy service, I need your help. Service means my name is changed. I have changed my name. My new name is John Hobbs. Now, for wise reasons, for good reasons, I have changed my name. John Canty is in a new name now to hide his true identity. His name is John Hobbs. Prince also has a new name. What is his name? Jack. Thine is Jack. Your name is Jack. Hobbs and Jack. Charge thy memory. Change your memory accordingly. Change your memory in that way. Where is thy mother? Where are thy sisters? Now, John Canty questions about Beth and Nan, his wife, because they escaped altogether. But in London, they got separated. They came, where are thy sisters? They came not to the appointed place. Knowest thou whither they went? Do you know where they went? The king answered sullenly, angrily. The king is angry. He answered sullenly, trouble me not with these riddles. Don't trouble me with these riddles. Riddle means these some sort of ununderstandable questions or problems. riddles. I cannot understand your riddles. My mother is dead. Hmm. My mother is dead. My sisters are in the palace. Now, this is Princess' answer. Actually, he speaks the truth. We know Princess' mother is dead. His sisters are in the palace. But John Canty refers to his wife and daughters. The youth nearby burst into a derisive laugh, very critical, mocking. Derisive means mocking laugh. And the king would have assaulted him, king would have hit him. Assaulted means hit, attack, but Canty or Hobbes prevented him. Canty stopped this fighting between the prince and Hugo. Peace, Hugo, shut up. Hugo, shut up. Vex him not. Don't make him angry. His mind is astray. His mind is mad. Astray means gone mad. And thy ways, your words, your behaviors, fret him, make him angry. Sit thee down, Jack. Sit down, Jack. Jack means prince here. And quiet thyself. Be silent. Thou shalt have a morsel to eat. I will give you some food to eat. Morsel means some food to eat. Now, in this way, the prince becomes a victim of John Canty again. Now he has no escape. He has no escape until someone comes and saves him. Right. Now, let's write down the comment up to that place. Write down Fufu the First. Fufu the First. Chapter 17, Fufu the First. Write down. The writer returns to the writer returns to the writer returns to the princess plot. The princess plot in the chapter 17. Chapter 17. The prince is kidnapped. The prince is kidnapped. The prince is kidnapped by John Canty. By John Canty and his supporter, Hugo. Hugo from Hendon's Lodge. From Hendon's Lodge. John Canty. John Canty deceitfully, deceitfully takes the prince into takes the prince into a secret place, a secret place in the forest, promising, promising him to meet Miles Hendon, Miles Hendon in the forest. However, the prince finally understands, the prince finally understands that he has been cheated. He has been cheated by John Canty and his friend, and there is no Miles Hendon, and there is no Miles Hendon for him to meet, for him to meet. for him to meet. However, however, John Canty does not appear to be violent and rough towards the prince, because according to Canty's belief, according to Canty's belief, Canty's belief, the prince is the prince is the one and only survivor or family member, the one and only family member he has. Right.